Here's a bigger diagram to start with. We're starting at 1. So let's say I start here. And there's only one way that I can start at 1. And then I'm trying to get to 7. And I want to know all the different routes. I'm only allowed to go to a higher numbered adjacent square. So adjacent means like next to. So I can't jump from 1 to 4, for example. Right, well, there's a really good strategy for this sort of question, and it is to consider just the next squares along and work out how many routes there are to them. I really wouldn't do it by kind of trying to work out every single route. You don't need to know all the different routes, but you can still work out how many there are. So to get to 2, there's actually only one way, just to go from 1 to 2. So I'm going to put a little 1 here. Now to get to 3, I could go from 1 to 3 or 1 to 3. So there's actually going to be 2 routes. And what I've also done is essentially added these two numbers together, because this tells me the number of ways of getting to 1 and then the number of ways of getting to 2. Add them together, it's all the ways of getting to 3. And I can use that idea for the next one, because I'm going to add the 1 and the 2 together. There's 2 ways to get to 3. There's 1 way to get to 2. So there's 2 ways to get to 4 from 3, and there's 1 way to get to 4 from 2. It's going to be 3. And I could add these on. It's going to be that, and I've got that, and I've got that. Those are all the different ways. And the same process is I'm going to apply. There's going to be 5 ways to get to 5, because I can either get there from 4 in 3 different ways or from 3 in 2 different ways, and there's no other way I can do it. Proceed. This one's going to be 8 in the same sort of way, and this one's going to be 13. And you can do this for even more complicated questions where there's like all these grids and things that you're going along, and it might not even be symmetrical. I've seen questions where you're only allowed to move right or up, how many different ways to get to here, and you can just use the same kind of process, just look at each kind of node and think how many different ways to get to that one, and then you can add them together. So overall, the answer is 13. Nice question.